All right, let's dive into Eckhart Tolle and the power of now.
Perfect.
We've got some excerpts ready to go.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to unpack some of his teachings on presence and really breaking free from the mind.
You know, what's interesting about Tolle is that he doesn't just tell you to be present.
Right.
He helps you understand why presence is so hard
Yeah.
in the first place.
He kind of starts off by saying that humans are messed up,
Yeah.
by saying that our inability to escape psychological time
Yeah.
is the root of like all of our suffering.
That's where that analogy of the beggar sitting on a treasure chest comes in.
Right.
We have this treasure inside of us,
Right.
but we're so busy chasing
External things.
external things that we don't even realize it's there.
Yeah, we're looking for happiness in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
And what really got me was Tolle's own story.
Oh, yeah.
He had debilitating anxiety and depression for years.
Wow.
And then he has this crazy experience where his consciousness separates from his pain.
Right.
It's like, can you imagine?
It's a really great example of how a shift in awareness
Yeah.
can totally change your life
Yeah.
when you're really at rock bottom.
It makes you wonder who we really are if our minds are the source of all this suffering.
Yeah, and that totally challenges Descartes.
Right.
I think, therefore I am.
Right.
It's more like, I am, therefore I can think.
I am, so I can think, right?
Yeah.
If we're not our thoughts, then how do we break free from this mental chatter that's always there?
Well, Tolle says that we have to realize that thinking is just a tool.
Okay.
It's not our identity.
Yeah.
It's like a hammer. Sometimes it's useful,
Yeah.
but you don't want to carry it around all the time.
You don't walk around with a hammer all the time.
Yeah.
But my mind sometimes feels like it has a mind of its own.
Right.
Like it's constantly replaying stuff that's already happened, worrying about the future. You're just creating problems that aren't even real.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
How do we escape from that?
It can feel like a hamster wheel sometimes.
Yeah.
So Tolle uses this analogy of a dog chewing on a bone.
Okay.
It's so fixated on this bone
Right.
that it doesn't even notice everything else that's going on around it.
It's so focused on the bone.
Yeah.
So how do we get the dog to drop the bone?
That's where the power of now comes in.
Okay.
He says that the present moment
Yeah.
is always manageable.
Okay.
It's our minds that make us suffer
Right.
because we're dwelling on the past and future.
Right.
Like, have you ever had a problem in the present moment that you couldn't handle?
It's a good question.
Or is it always your mind?
It's the mind making it bigger than it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess most of my stress comes from thinking about the past or worrying about things that haven't even happened yet.
And Tolle also says that even when we do have a real problem,
Okay.
our ability to deal with it depends on being present.
Oh, okay.
If we're caught up in our minds,
Right.
we can't access our inner resources.
We're not using all of our tools.
Right.
So it's not about ignoring problems.
No, not at all.
It's about showing up in the present moment,
Exactly.
no matter what's happening.
Yeah, and this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Tolle describes experiencing the back now as different from just thinking about it.
Okay.
Like, he uses the example of looking at a tree.
Okay.
He realized that he'd been looking at trees his whole life, but he'd never really seen a tree
Wow.
until he was able to just be present with it.
It's like seeing it with new eyes.
Exactly, like for the first time.
Yeah, I've had moments like that where I'm so focused on something that I completely lose track of time.
Right.
But those moments are so fleeting.
Yeah.
How do we cultivate that more often?
That's where awareness of the pain body comes in.
The pain body.
Yeah.
What is that?
Think of it as all of the old emotional pain
Oh, okay.
that we carry around with us.
Okay.
It's like a cloud of negativity
Yeah.
that can affect how we see the world.
So it's like emotional baggage.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not just tucked away somewhere.
It's active.
It's affecting everything.
Yeah. And it can be triggered by certain situations or people.
So we might think we're reacting rationally,
Right.
but it's actually our pain body
Driving the bus.
running the show.
Yeah.
How can we even tell the difference?
One sign is the intensity of your reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
The pain body amplifies your emotions.
Okay.
Makes you feel out of control.
It takes over.
Exactly.
So if I'm super reactive,
Right.
that could be a sign that the pain body is in control.
Yeah, and it's important not to judge yourself.
Okay.
Just become aware of it.
Okay.
Accept it.
So we lean into the pain with
Right.
awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough.
It can be.
That brings us to another thing I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Inner body awareness.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, Tolle challenges how we think about the body.
Okay.
A lot of people see the body as an obstacle.
Right.
He sees it as a gateway to something bigger.
Okay.
He says that by being aware of the body,
Yeah.
we can tap into a deeper level of being.
Yeah. So we're not seeing the body as separate from us.
Right,
It's
exactly.
all connected.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
It's a big shift.
Yeah.
One way to start is to pay attention to your body right now.
Okay.
What do you feel?
I feel my feet on the floor,
Yeah,
and I can feel the chair I'm sitting in.
exactly.
Feel the air on my skin.
Those are all part of your inner body.
Oh.
The energy that animates you.
Okay.
By focusing on those sensations,
Okay.
you're becoming more present.
Okay.
You're shifting away from your thoughts.
So being aware of my inner body helps me become more present,
Exactly.
which helps me not be controlled by my pain body.
Right.
It all connects.
Like a chain reaction.
Yeah, chain reaction leading to peace.
And there's more.
Rotate.
Tolle says that this can actually be good for you physically and emotionally.
Really?
Some research even suggests it can boost your immune system,
Oh, wow.
reduce stress, and help you sleep better.
So it's not just about escaping our minds. It's about finding energy within ourselves.
Exactly, a source of vitality.
Like a superpower.
Yeah, it is.
Can you walk me through one of the exercises he talks about for connecting with the inner body?
Sure. One of the simplest is the light visualization.
Okay, right.
Okay, find a comfortable position and close your eyes.
Okay.
Take a few deep breaths,
Mhm.
and as you inhale, imagine you're breathing in light,
Okay.
filling your whole body.
Okay.
You don't have to see it perfectly.
Nice.
Just feel the energy of the light.
Okay.
As you exhale, let go of any tension.
I already feel more relaxed.
Good. Now, as you keep breathing, shift your attention to the feeling of your inner body.
Okay.
Sense the aliveness,
Okay.
the energy.
Mm.
Stay with that feeling as long as you like.
Wow. I can feel a tingling sensation.
That's it.
It's like a hum.
The more you practice,
Yeah.
the easier it gets.
I can see why he calls it a portal to being.
Right.
It's like finding a hidden place inside of us.
Exactly.
A secret weapon against stress. All the noise in our heads,
It can be a real refuge.
this could be life-changing.
It can be.
And we're just getting started.
Yeah. There's a lot more to explore.
I can't wait to hear more about how all of this affects our view of happiness.
We'll dive into that next time.
Welcome back. I've been trying that light visualization.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how fast it can calm you down.
It's pretty powerful.
Like from mental chaos to stillness.
Yeah. It really shows you that there's more to happiness and unhappiness.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Right?
Tolle says that true peace goes beyond just feeling good or bad.
Mm.
How is that even possible?
Well, he challenges the idea that happiness
Yeah.
is only found in positive experiences.
Yeah.
Like even in tough situations,
Yeah.
there's a deeper peace available
Mm.
if we can tap into it.
So we shouldn't just chase pleasure and avoid pain.
Yeah, clinging to that idea actually creates more suffering.
How so?
It's like building a house on sand.
Okay.
As soon as a storm comes,
It all falls apart.
Ex-
So how do we build our house on solid ground?
by realizing that peace comes from within.
Not from things outside of us.
Right, not from external things.
Right.
Tolle talks about a higher good
Okay.
that goes beyond our judgments of good and bad.
So what we see as negative
Right,
could actually be good for us.
exactly. It might have a deeper purpose.
It's like they say, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
Exactly.
For challenges can help us grow.
They can be catalysts
Yeah,
if we face them with presence.
makes sense.
We have to let go of our need to control everything.
And surrender to what is.
There's that word again.
I know, surrender.
It's important.
It makes me think of giving up.
I understand. But it's not about that.
What is it about then?
It's about going with the flow of life.
Instead of fighting against it.
Yeah, like swimming with the current.
Instead of against it.
Exactly. It's much easier.
But how do we know when to push forward and when to surrender?
That's where discernment comes in.
Okay.
But surrender is not about inaction. It's about aligning yourself with a higher wisdom.
So letting go of the need to control every outcome.
Exactly.
To make everything perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Tolle uses the analogy of a flashlight in the fog.
Okay.
Our presence is the flashlight. The fog is our life situation.
All the uncertainty.
All the unknowns, past and future.
So we create clarity by focusing on the present.
Exactly. And resisting what is.
Yeah.
It's like trying to clear the fog with your hands.
You just make it worse.
Right. You create more confusion.
But when we surrender,
The fog clears on its own.
that's a good analogy.
It makes surrender feel less like giving up.
And more like trusting.
Yeah, trusting in something bigger.
Something we can't always see.
Exactly. That trust allows us to tap into a deeper intelligence.
That can guide us.
Yeah, beyond our minds.
This reminds me of relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Tolle talks about how we search for wholeness in our relationships.
Especially romantic ones.
Yeah, but relationships can be messy.
They can be full of drama.
So Tolle says we shouldn't expect our partner to complete us.
Right, that sets us up for disappointment.
Because no one can make us whole.
Exactly, true love comes from within.
So we need to be whole ourselves.
Before we can truly love someone else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Romantic love can be beautiful.
Yeah.
But it can also be a way of avoiding ourselves.
Avoiding our own issues.
Exactly.
So if we're not whole, the relationship can become a battleground.
Right, a battle of egos.
It's easier to blame our partner than to take responsibility.
Tolle says the ego thrives on drama and conflict.
It creates separation.
Yeah, makes us feel like our partner is the problem.
So if we are whole, how does that change things?
True love is not about possession or control.
Okay.
It's about letting each person be themselves.
Seeing them for who they are.
Exactly, without needing to change them.
That sounds amazing, but hard.
It can be challenging.
Especially when our partner is triggering us.
Right, but those challenges are opportunities.
Opportunities for growth.
Yeah, it totally sees relationships as a spiritual practice.
Okay.
A way to transform our unconscious patterns.
So we use those moments to become more aware
Of ourselves.
instead of blaming our partner.
Exactly.
That's a big shift.
It is.
It's about taking responsibility for our own happiness.
Exactly.
And that brings us back to surrender.
Right.
Accepting our partner as they are
Without judgment.
is the key.
It's the catalyst for transformation.
When we stop trying to control our partner,
We create space for love.
that's powerful.
And that love isn't just romantic.
Okay.
It's about recognizing our connection to all beings.
That's a good place to leave it for now.
Yeah, we can explore that more in the next part.
Wow, we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we have.
Presence, the pain body, surrender,
Relationships.
even relationships.
It's all connected.
It seems like this is about more than just ourselves, though.
Yeah, Tolle believes that individual change is part of a bigger change in human consciousness.
So like a collective awakening.
Exactly. He sees humanity at a crossroads.
Like we're stuck in old ways of thinking.
Right, ways that aren't working anymore.
Like focusing on separation and fear.
Yeah, the egoic mindset.
That has led to so much suffering.
War, environmental destruction, injustice.
It's all connected.
Tolle says that the ego,
Yeah,
with its need for control,
yeah.
it divides the world into us and them.
Right, creating separation
It makes us lose touch with our true nature.
with being.
Exactly.
So what do we do about it?
He doesn't really offer specific solutions,
Okay.
like political or social movements.
Okay.
He focuses on inner transformation.
As the most powerful way to change things.
Right, he thinks that as more people wake up,
Yeah.
the world will change too.
It's like be the change you want to see in the world.
Exactly.
But we start by changing ourselves.
From the inside out.
So instead of focusing on changing structures,
Right,
we change our own consciousness.
that's where it starts.
Makes sense. It's hard to make a positive impact when we're struggling with our own stuff.
It takes energy.
Yeah, but if we can find peace within,
Yeah.
then that peace can spread.
That's the idea.
Does he think this is actually possible?
He does. He sees it as an evolution.
Okay.
He points to the growing number of people who are searching for something more.
I feel that too.
More meaning, more purpose.
It's like a collective shift is happening.
Yeah, like we're waking up.
And Tolle's teachings are a guide.
Yeah, they give us tools,
While being present
letting go of the pain body
and surrendering.
to the wisdom of life.
This has been really eye-opening for me.
I'm glad to hear that.
I understand more about living in the now,
That's great.
but where does this journey lead?
What do you mean?
Like, what does it mean to fully realize our true nature?
Tolle describes enlightenment
Okay.
as a state of complete union with being.
Okay.
It's not about becoming some kind of guru.
Okay.
It's about returning to wholeness.
It sounds like we're peeling away layers.
Yeah, to reveal what's already there.
The essence within us. And true happiness isn't some fleeting feeling.
Right, it's a constant presence
A deep peace.
that never goes away.
So we don't have to wait for the perfect conditions to be happy.
Nope, it's available now.
Within us.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And as we live this truth,
Yeah.
our lives change.
Okay.
Our relationships, our actions.
We become part of the collective awakening.
Yeah, it all ripples outward.
This has been such a powerful deep dive.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you for guiding us through the power of now.
You're welcome.
And to our listeners, the power to change is within you, in this moment.
If you're interested in learning more,
Yeah.
pick up Tolle's book.
And discover the power of the now for yourself.
Thanks for listening.